Let's talk a little bit about the inspection objection. What should the buyer have done by this deadline?
Good question. So the buyer's going to have all of their inspections of the property complete. Typically what that looks like is they'll go ahead and get their inspector lined up almost immediately after the house goes under contract. We want that done as quickly as possible, and so does the seller. So we usually have that date pretty tight, maybe 10 days out or even less sometimes, to get all the inspections done. But you want to leave enough room in case the inspector comes back and says, have an HVAC person come back and take a peek at this. Or you have a roofer come take a peek at this, or things along that line. So it's important not to run the inspection right up to that objection deadline, and then get that report back the day of, and then see that, oh, some other professionals have to come in.
So a lot of the times we will provide an open letter with a list of inspectors that the buyer can choose from.
Right, so that's going to go out right after the house goes under contract, which is just a letter from us with a list of several different inspectors that they may want to choose from. Now, they don't have to hire a professional inspector. We certainly recommend that they do. We want somebody who has, years of experience and has some professional education and so forth in that field. A lot of buyers will hire a brother-in-law or something to come through the property, and sometimes that works just fine. The brother-in-law has a lot of experience and that they're comfortable with that. Of course, we still recommend a professional inspector to go through the property. Then you're going to get a nice report with a lot of pictures of areas, and we also recommend that the buyer go through the property with the inspector. Be there, present for that inspection. And a lot of times an inspector will find something and put it in the report, and maybe put in there that HVAC person needs to come look at this. But if the buyer is present for that, the inspector may explain exactly what he sees. And sometimes it looks very alarming within the report, when in actuality it's something that might be simple and can be explained by the inspector.
So what should the buyer do if they do want to object on something that comes back in their inspection?
Good question. So when they get their report back and so forth, and there are some items that they want to turn around and ask the seller to correct, that will need to be presented by the inspection objection deadline. So that objection is a written objection that we give to the seller, saying we object to these items, we want these fixed, we want this solution to these. Now the next step, of course, is that they will turn around and give us back an inspection resolution, which that will be what the items in which they are agreeing to.